Hey there, my name is Adiola Kingsley James, and I've got a special person with me today on this topic. But before we go into it, I'll ask you to please subscribe so that we can keep growing, and maybe I'll be able to bring in more interesting people to join me. And then click on that notification bell below so that you can get the videos as they drop. And lastly, share these videos with other people so that people can benefit just like you. Yes.
Did I just say bring more interesting people?
Yes.
Oh, very interesting people.
Very. But you know what I mean. You're very interesting. I may bring more interesting people, not a more interesting person than you. Yeah? Clear? Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to allow him to introduce himself, but yes, so let's listen to what my guest has to say, and today we'll go into the topic once he introduces himself. So what's your name, sir?
My name is Chidi Abobo.
Yes.
In my former life I was an investment banker, but now I'm a teacher.
That's where we're making our money. We're all doing this to be able to help other people grow as well. So today we're talking about investing in yourself. And I think for me, maybe because of the place that or the space that I play in as a therapist, I've seen a lot of people look for magic. Like they would go to church and they want their prayers answered now, without actually doing anything. So when you hear investing in yourself, what comes to mind?
Well, it's quite straight. One of my mentors, Jim Rohn, usually says, if you invest in your job, you make a living. If you invest in yourself, you make a fortune. So it's straightforward. What you put in is what you get. But the question, investing yourself in what direction?
I like that. Because a lot of times, do we really even know what we want?
Well, most people don't really know what they want.
Yeah.
They think they know what they think they want.
Yes.
But when the chiefs are...
I like that. So that they think they know what they think.
But if you ask an average person, what do you really want? The person begins to stumble.
Yeah.
Because what you want comes from the depth of your soul. So if you haven't tried to find out the purpose why you're here, you faff around when you're asked what do you really want. They say there are two most important days in a man's life, anybody's life: the day you were born and the day you realize why you were born.
Yeah.
So most people knew they have dates, but why they're here,
they don't know.
They don't know.
And so if they don't know, how can they invest in themselves, right? I've seen people invest on themselves. So as women, so you're going to speak about men's vices, but as women, we invest in hair, we buy makeup, we now are changing our bodies, we're looking at our externals, and because of the value we think we'll get from it, that's what we're investing on. Not to say that women also don't invest in properties and all those things and make good money of their own, but I'm saying that for women, some of the things that we invest in, like me, I invest in glasses. Not sunglasses, reading glasses. So that's where one of my investments is as a physical, but I also invest in myself, which is I'm constantly doing courses, I'm at conferences, I'm at events, I'm learning consistently. So I feel like I'm growing myself in the areas that I want to grow in and expanding. What do men do? Well, from your experience.
We all have vices. The cars are there, the
pens.
suits are there, the pens are there, the shoes are there, champagne, choice wines are there, lovely houses.
Women, okay, so I didn't say that out. Okay, keep going.
That you are part of our
your wives.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So investing on yourself, devices, but investing in yourself is for your growth. It becomes intellectual. Who at some point in life you are who you know. At a later stage in your life, you are what you know.
Oh, I like that.
So at that point, if all you have as an asset got around who you know, they don't occupy positions forever. Some will die, some lose positions. But if you invest in yourself, it's eternal. Nobody can take it from you.
Yeah, I like that. I like that actually. Now, one thing that I've seen, especially as a therapist, is you tell people, okay, first of all, people think therapy is the one and done. Or once I see you for 1 hour, you have fixed me, and that's it. Something you have been for 50 years, you expect one person to change you in 1 hour. Now, I know that, with hypnotherapy, you can go a bit deeper and do certain things, but it's not magic. There's still a repetitive thing you need to do. What I've realized is that just as in religion, and I've seen people who pay pastors to fast for them, and people who pay people to pray for them, they're carrying it now to their personal lives, where they're saying, can you please do it for me whilst I just sit down here and chill? So they're not looking for a full-on solution, they're looking for temporary solutions. And I think I want to use this medium to be able to say to them that it's not just that. It's a continuous walk forever. Let me look at the camera as I'm saying it. It's a continuous thing forever. Your growth, you never stop growing. It's continuous and it's daily. What do you think about that?
Well, you've said it all. A writer I respect so much, James Allen, as a man thinker, he said men are desirous to change their circumstances, but they don't want to change themselves.
Right.
And that's why people keep looking for shortcuts. Then the Ponzi schemes. Like you said, if you're 30 and it took you 25 years to get to where you are, so why do you think somebody can suddenly change that overnight? It took you time. You built all this into your habits. They say the success of champions are built in habits.
Yes.
Habits took time
to form.
So it will take time
to change.
Yes. Repetition. Research says it takes 66 days to change a particular habit.
Now it's between 66 and 365.
That to change depends on how ingrained.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So nobody can do press ups for you.
Yeah.
For you to.
Well, you never know.
Until then, I'm sure God is not a magician. The fact that God hasn't given.
I know, but have you heard the saying, "What God cannot do does not exist"?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So maybe I can be carrying weight and then your stomach is going down. Do you think God can do that?
It hasn't happened.
Okay.
But God is a natural. He doesn't break his principles.
Absolutely.
The fact that he hasn't given you a child for 10 years doesn't mean when he does, the child will get into school.
10 years after.
Get into school, university by year 5.
Yes.
He said he doesn't break his principles.
Yeah.
I mean, these are natural principles.
Right.
The law of gravity, you don't need to understand it. You don't need to know what it means.
It is
if
what
you do
it is.
anything, it's immutable. It happens in Switzerland, it happens in my village. So these are natural laws. So there are things you can't short circuit. However, you can fast track certain processes. Nothing says growth must be linear. You have quantum leap strategy where there can be geometric progression, but you need to know it's still a journey in the spirit, as it were. You can do a 100-year journey in a second.
Yeah.
But it depends. But you need to know what to do.
Right. So
No shortcut to success. This is success does not have an elevator. It has staircase, and you do it one step at a time.
Yeah, I like that. So see why I brought my guest? Yes. He said some fantastic stuff, and I believe that it's important to keep investing in yourself. It's not one and done, and my guest has said that as well. It's not one and done, and it's a continuous thing. Knowing where you're going to is the first thing, because without that, what are you going to really be investing in? And you can be investing in something that is completely wrong for you, because it won't matter which road you take if you don't know where you're going to. So let's start from knowing what we're doing, and then keep investing in yourself.
If I might chip this
in, please.
Why it's very necessary for you to invest in yourself? Everything comes from you,
inside,
from within you.
Yes.
I read one book several years ago, Brad Tracy said, if you don't think, you continue to walk and take instructions from
those
people who do.
Right.
And I stumbled on one research that I think Bernard Shaw said that only 2% of world population think. 3% think that they think, and 95% would rather die
than think.
So thinking is different from mental exercise.
Yes.
So Why investment is very key, you need to learn how to think.
Yeah.
Well, everything you see around you, somebody intended it.
Yes.
Anything you see was intended by someone.
Yes.
And it came from within, via the process of thinking.
Yeah.
So if everything starts from
With a
thinking, then we should be taught how to think in schools and how to take decisions in schools.
Yeah. And this is in every area of your life. So you're not just investing because you want to make money. You have to invest in yourself to be a better parent if you're a parent. You have to invest in yourself to be a better wife if you're a woman, or husband if you're a man. You have to invest in yourself to be a better worker if you work for somebody, a better leader, a better boss. There's so many things, and it's in even spirituality. You have to invest in yourself to know God better if you believe in God or not, and to trust Him better and do things a different way. So it's in every area of your life. You need to invest time, you need to invest money. That's a big thing. People would rather invest in a car than invest in going to a conference or something that will help them get out of the mess that they find themselves in. Have you noticed this?
Oh yeah, of course. And people invest in what they can connect with, tangibles.
Right.
A man walks in to buy a car, they say it's $200,000. Probably wouldn't price it.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to a nightclub, a bottle of champagne is $500,000. You wouldn't.
Right.
But if he gets back home, a bag of rice finishes within 3 weeks. He starts breaking. Light finishes, you start that's misplaced
Priorities. Yeah.
Again, when you're driven by externalities, you always look at the cost of things.
Right.
But when you begin to understand the intrinsic value of things, you begin to focus on the value of things.
Right.
In the last 18 months, I've spent over $93,000 training myself. I don't look at the cost, I look at the value. The value to me is huge. Some other person will buy 3-4 bags with that same amount, and it depends on what you want. You invest where you put your money where your heart is. I have friends who most weekends travel to go and watch Arsenal and whatever. To the next person, that's trash.
Yeah.
That's basically what you spend money acquiring your vices, but that doesn't mean you neglect yourself.
Right.
Like you said, it's been agreed upon by all and sundry that ignorance is at the center of human problem.
Yes.
So what's ignorance? Absence of
knowledge.
The only way to cure ignorance is knowledge. Knowledge, study.
Yes.
If you study, you expand your conscious awareness. If you know more, you have more options, you have flexibility in taking decisions. So that's why they say if you stretch a man's mind, it doesn't come back to what it was.
Yeah.
Value is embedded in your consciousness. That's basically what it is. So,
and that's really cool, because at the end of the day, once again, you've got to, and I like that when you said value. So maybe they're not seeing as much value because it's not tangible.
Because they don't know.
They don't know. Yes.
A man suddenly weds a woman on Friday or a Saturday. By Sunday, they start calling him husband. Where did he learn how to be a husband?
Right.
They're lucky the next 9-10 months.
Father.
That calling him
How did he
learn how to be a dad?
Yeah.
So every aspect of our life has knowledge around it.
Yeah.
People have walked that path before.
Yeah.
They are not necessarily going to tell you, but there are some standard practice build on what they know. I mean, if something is important to you, ask questions.
Yeah.
I mean,
investigate.
Yeah.
Investigate. Okay, well, I think we've shared enough for you to get up to date in any area of your life where you think you're lacking and where you think you can do better in. And I totally know that you can do better in every area of your life every day. So keep investing. Remember the law of accumulation. When it starts to manifest, you will see all the efforts that you have put in. Yes? Have a wonderful day. Mwah. Love and light.